Hi, my name is Halima Ibrahim. I'm the Rhode Island Youth Poetry Ambassador and a student at CCRI. And right now I have a gallery exhibition called Bigotry in the Time of Infection at AS220. So Bigotry in the Time of Infection started out as a poem that I wrote for the Providence Decameron in the summer of 2020. So I came up with Bigotry in the Time of Infection, which was a poem about my experience being a visibly Muslim woman in a pandemic and the increased Islamophobia that I've experienced now having to wear a mask on top of my hijab as well. And the idea after writing the poem, it still didn't feel done. But then in the fall, I took digital photography as one of my courses, and one of the assignments was to do a self-portrait. During the same week that the self-portrait was assigned to us, two Muslim women in France were stabbed under the Eiffel Tower. So the Islamophobia that I had experienced during a pandemic kept kind of replaying in my head, and so I decided to focus my self-portrait around the same idea and around the poem as well. So I created a triptych, which shows me at first covering my face with my scarf as in a niqab, but then peeling it away to show a blue surgical mask under it. And the intention was to ask the question, are Muslim women supposed to wear a mask with everyone else in order to keep the public safe, or are we expected to show our faces in order to make you feel comfortable? And so for my final project in the same class, I extended my portrait to include other people's portraits as well, mainly focusing on other people's traumas and kind of microaggressions that were very, very specific to 2020. Some of the topics kind of range from racism to anti-Semitism, ableism, transphobia, but also loss, grief, isolation. So as I was finding people to be a part of the project, I asked each of them to write either a poem or a testimony of their written words that kind of captured what they were trying to say within their portraits. And so along with the portraits are these gorgeously written testimonies and poems written by each person. I had each person from each portrait record themselves reciting their words, and it's playing and kind of like a slideshow audio as you're going through the exhibition, so that you're able to actually hear these people to speak as you're kind of looking at them. The intention of kind of creating this body of work was to recognize that we really haven't had a chance to heal as a society or to reflect, because we're so focused on the politics, the death counts, the events, the quarantine, that we're forgetting to check in on each other and check in on our own emotions, to process it as it's going on.